So we are live. So hey guys, this is the day 13 of the DSA challenge, and the day 13 has been already done on the yesterday, but not a yesterday, a day before yesterday. But I was not be able to continue that streaming session due to an electricity connection issue. And if you are watching that streaming session, you already know that I was getting a live. But in the middle of the streaming session, that get an electricity cut issue, and due to that reason, we should stop. I stop the stream. Okay, but I and the weather of and today's weather is also not so good, so there is so many chances still we can just be shortage of the electricity, but still we can just go live and just do the process. Okay, so here it is. So in the previous streaming session, we are just solving the pattern, and the streaming session I was just removed from my side. So before moving to the next topic, I just simply solve that particular equations and questions again, and then we continue it. Okay. And before moving to that, I was just simply check that the internet speed connection is still more than a 13 Mbps. So still it's far better than, so we can just getting a smooth streaming session, and stream is healthy although. And let me just check the voice quality of the video, particular equations and questions session I was just removed session due to an electricity connection issue. And if you are watching that streaming session, you already know that I was getting a live. Okay. So everything is perfect and my voice quality is also clean and it's okay now. So now I can just continue the streaming session without any interruption. And before starting the streaming session, I just simply check my channel and let's see it's YouTube is sending that enough impression or everything is perfect from that side. And if it is not that, we can just try to fix it. Okay, that's all. Let me just go to the live session and here is the analytics. So now YouTube has, I think it's not sharing, okay, so it's sharing a 17 impression, but still we have got zero views due to we are just still go live. Okay, so that's not a big issue. That's mean YouTube sending enough impression and everything is fine. So now I'm just starting the streaming. Okay, thanks for that. If anyone will just have any question, you can just simply ask me in the chat. Now I just continue the streaming. Okay, so here it is. I am. And in the previous, you know, we solving a pattern printing question. So now let's comment this code again and start from the first pattern. Okay, here it is our first pattern. And before writing any code, we just simply smooth the GitHub Copilot suggestion so it will not suggest any kind of code. While I just want be I can write my own manual code. Okay, just don't be suggested. Okay, so here is the right angle triangle. And if I just simply delete this all, okay, so let's write a for loop and just for this is the basic right angle triangle pattern. So let I starting from the 1 and I starting from the 1 and I less than equal to n and I plus plus. Okay, this is for row. And now we write outer inner loop for the column for loop and let j starting from I and j is running until less than equal to I and j plus plus and process dot std out dot write print star, and this is for the line break. And let me just run this code. And okay, this is not printing a pattern. I is starting from the one and until I is starting from I and run ultimately I starting from the one and until for run for the I. Okay, so here you can see that our right angle star pattern has been successfully printed. Okay, and I just I 10 is, I think it's more. I just simply write 10 5, and here you can simply see that here is our right angle triangle, and I think the position that I have been putting on the left side, so the code is visible to everyone. And if it is, just let me know in the chat. Okay. If if it's showing to you easily, you can just ask simply just write down in the chat. Okay. And now I just moving to the downward triangle start pattern. Okay. So I just simply comment this and let's write down the code. Let num starting from the 5, okay, just normal 5, and for loop for row let I is starting from num, and I has been run until I is more than or equal to 1. Okay. If the condition was more than 1, and then if it is less, because we just starting our loop from downward. So first thing the print will be 5. So that's why we're starting from 5, and it will be more than 1 until this loop has been run. And then we just simply decrement the value of I. So initially in this loop, the num value has been 5, or whatever we have just assigned into the num variable. And whenever this loop has been running, the value has been decrement by 1. Simple, okay. And here we just write our outer loop that it was starting from let j, and this was starting from the 1, okay, because we have to print from the 1, and it was going to until its num value, okay. J, we hope we can write a num, but num was not decreased, so we can just simply write a j is less than equal to j is less than equal to I, and j plus plus. Okay, they starting from the 1. Okay, that's mean they're starting from the 1 and run until I. I the value has been 5, so they will just 5, and j will be plus plus. And here we just simply write down process dot std std out dot write, and here we just simply print a star, not 8. And here is the code for the line break. So console.log and write down a no need to write down anything. We just simply make it console.log. And when I run this code, so here you can see that they just simply print a downward triangle star pattern. Okay, here it is this program. And now we're just moving to the next question. And this two program has been successfully written by me, and I was understand too. Okay, so now I will just going to the sheet in this sheet, and let's see. We have we done it print right angle triangle and downward right angle triangle, but now I'm just moving to right angle right angle triangle pattern. Okay, right angle triangle pattern. So let me just go to the here, and before writing the code, first thing I will just try to write a pseudo code. Not a pseudo code. I just need an indentation. Okay, so I just want an indentation of left right angle triangle pattern. Okay, I just want a left right angle triangle pattern. So left right angle triangle pattern has been look like this. Okay, okay, this is, I think this was left. I just want right. I think it was written right or wrong. I think I still, if I just put down this into right left right left angle triangle pattern. So I think now this code is okay. Now it's actually making sense, because first thing we have printing a code like this. Okay. So first thing now we have to create. So there is also creating a function for spaces and star. Okay. Let me just go to the indentation, and then we write a code. Okay. So this is simply I copy this code and go to here and just paste it. First thing I will just simply comment this program. Okay. And okay. So here is the triangle. Okay. And now we have to just write a program. But before moving to the program, here we let's see. If you mean the right angle triangle pattern in the star number pattern, the easiest indentation is to think like each row has a fixed number of element. Okay, each row has a fixed number of element, and but the starting position moves. So suppose in the first they print 5 star, then they give one space, and it's 4 star, then two space, 3 star, and then three space, 2 star, and then four space, and then 1 star. Okay. And indentation should be imagine you have a five row one starting from print 5 stars, 4 star, 3 to 1 star. Okay, but every next row also get also extra spaces at the beginning. So there are two things changing. The first row one zero star five, row two one space four, 1 2 3 4 0 1 2 3 4, and star is 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, so think so the relation if space is equal to the row minus one and star is equal to my n minus row plus my one. N is a number and row is the value of two and plus one. So here's the program. And before just like moving to the program, first thing we should understand that code and try to understand this code is making to sense to me, so I can just write by my own. So suppose it's a for loop, and that was starting from the one, okay, and run until it's reached to the end, and it was increment by one, simple. And let row is equal to my spaces. That means we can't assign any value to the row, so it was just a blank. And in the next, we just simply declare a spaces. That was just a loop for I spaces. So this spaces is just like a loop starting from the for loop and let j starting from the 1 and j is run until it's less than I. So I value in the initial the I value has been 1 and j plus plus 1. So row is plus equal to my spaces. So first thing and that loop has been running and it was just give a one space. In addition is nothing but in the first they will just simply create a space. So this is for space and star is let j starting from the 1 and j is less than equal to n minus. So j is 1. Okay, j is 1. And in this loop we have creating three loop. Okay, three loop for this program. Okay, okay three loop been running and it was just give a one space. In addition is nothing but in the first they will just simply create a space. So everything is perfect. I just need to check that our streaming has been going smoothly or not, and it's smoothly perfectly. Okay. Starting from the I one and until I think. So this loop is just simply creating a loop and row. In initial, we just simply declared a row that was row, and that is a column. Okay. So this is row one and this is a column. So for this is a row in the funny initial, the spaces is completely zero. So they just spaces. The first thing we run this loop and j starting from 1 and run until I. So I is initially is 1. Okay. And j plus plus plus. So I is 1. So they just simply increment the row plus I. So in here, the species is 0. Okay. But in the star pattern, they just printing a let j starting from the 1 and run is until n minus I plus 1. So what happened in there? A j is less than I, n is 5 and I is 1. 5 minus I is 4 and plus me 1. So in there, there is simply a 5 plus 1 for 1. But when it's come here, the n value is now 5, but I is 2. So it's was been 5 minus 2 is equal to 3 and plus 1. So is 4. So just simply a 4. And then row is plus is equal to my star. Okay. So rows in here the spaces and that was the our program and we just simply print the rows. So let's try to write a program. So let num. Okay. And num is starting from the 5 and write a for loop. Let I is starting from the 1 and run until I is less than equal to num and I plus plus. And here we will simply create all that the rows that was completely blank. Okay. And now we just creating a for loop for spaces. So here is that spaces and just for let j is starting from the j. Okay, so j is starting from because we have two spaces. So j is starting from 1. Okay, and j is run until is I equal to num and j plus plus, and here we just simply rows plus equal to spaces. So they just simply provide us a spaces and here for stars rows. I think it's a stars and let's follow let the j was starting from the 1. Okay, and j is running until it's less than equal to and into equal to num minus I and plus में 1 and j plus plus, and here rows plus equal to star, and here the control dot log rows. Yes, so our program has been working successfully and without even any error. So here you can see that uh, simply this is a program that num was starting from the 6 and I was starting from the 1 and I has been less than equal to num and I plus plus. And we just simply declared a variable that was completely blank. We can't assign it any value. We just simply put it into a inverted comma. So they just uh, assign some kind of spaces, but this spaces has carry nothing value. Okay, so this allow for the spaces where the j has been starting from. I think first thing I should make that format this document and j has been less than I, so I has been 1 and j plus plus, so rows plus may equal to spaces. Okay, So this was simply starting from the one j equal 1 and j is less than I. So initially I is 1. So suppose because if here you can see that they will not carry any kind of spaces because we just starting from the 1 and j plus plus and rows is plus equal to u. And so whenever this condition has been, so I has been uh, in I. So in this we just simply print our rows from, and this is simply taking my spaces, and this is for stars. So here is the stars and j starting from the 1 and j is less than equal to num minus 1. So first thing you will also understand this why we use this loop and why we use this loop. But this loop is little complicated because in this loop we just show the complete logic. Okay, in this loop they will just show the complete logic, and the logic was simple. The logic is simple. You can see the star is where the let has been j is starting from the one. Okay, j is simply starting from the one and run until num. So the value of num is I simply use the comment here. Okay, in here is take my spaces and where the num value is 5 and I value is 1. Okay, minus 1 and plus 1. So current the value of num is and 5 minus 1 is 4 and plus 1 is 5. So that's mean they just show a 5 and j plus plus. So rows plus may equal to star. So they just simply print a 5 star. You can see that they simply print the 5 stars because the num value in this here is 5. And now you can see the console.log rows is they simply in the rows value they have printed a 5 star. So first thing they print 5 star and then its loop has that loop is completely done and then it's moving to here and in there the loop value is now 2 and num is 6. So the 2 has been I plus plus and rows is spaces. So now the let j starting from the 1 and j value is now 2. So first thing they will j plus plus and they simply give us a 2 spaces. Okay, a 2 spaces. They just simply give us a species of 2 and the you know that the species is 2 and now is 3 and 4. So first thing in here the species had been increased and here the species has been decreased and that was sorry the star was decreased. So that was a simple pattern printing question. Okay, I think you will understand it very clearly and I was also understand it because I had solving this for the first time. But yeah, I understand it very clearly and if you have any kind of question you can just simply ask me in the chat, right? Okay, if you have any question any kind of question you can just simply ask me in the chat. And I think I have to don't mention the Discord server of this. So I can just make sure give you a Discord server so that we can build a community that was help us to get placed. Okay. Okay. Now just moving to the question. So here it is a left right angle triangle. I think it's a left right angle triangle. Okay, so it's a right left angle left right right angle triangle. Okay, so I think complete copy and I simply paste it here. So we also solve it a right left angle triangle pattern. And now it's a diamond star pattern. So now this is the real game. And now this is an actually hard code because a diamond pattern, it's need a good amount of knowledge because, but let's be, we can solve it this kind of pattern so we also understand it and try to solve it this also. Let me just check that and wait for you. Okay, so here is the star pattern. Okay, here is the star pattern, and this is the diamond pattern for the upper and then for lower. The first thing we have to know how to create a upper pattern. So in the upper pattern, we have just taking a four spaces and then star, and three spaces, then star, and two spaces, and then four star, and this and so on. So this is slightly trickier, but let me understand this code. So our this code has been running successfully. So first thing we just simply comment this code and copy this. So now let's try to write this program. So first thing we try to print this normal format. Okay, this normal format. So first thing we just write a let num is equal starting from the 4. Okay, and starting a for loop where is let I is starting from the 1 and I is running until I is less than or equal to num and I plus plus. So here it is. So first thing we have create declare or let rows, and this the value of rows is completely blank. And now let's write a program for spaces, and here the for loop let j is starting from the 1 and run until j is less than equal to none. Okay, less than equal to num and j plus plus and rows plus equal to spaces. Okay. So initially, first thing, the row is completely blank, and they print row starting with 1 and starting from now. Okay, and I think J starting from no, J starting from I think is starting from now and run until its J is less than equal to I think first thing जो loop है that was starting from 5. So it was just provide a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 spaces and 5 spaces the value of num. So they just give me a num is starting from num minus 1 and j plus plus. Let me check this first. Stars equal to 2 multiplied by minus 1. Main introduction. Don't try to memorize the entire pattern. Just remember diamond is equal to format plus the inverted format. So and how each must pass to. So that's it. Okay. And for each row, ask yourself two questions. How many spaces and how many stars? Okay. So row is equal to me starting from num. Okay. So num is 5. starting from the is less equal to j plus. Okay, they just print something like this, but I think we are too close. But why it's just printing of one? The species is they provide us species in actually a good way, but in the rows they will not provide a good species. So let me just copy this code. And before I will just ask the GPT to provide me a full answer, I just copy this code and paste it. What is the main error in this code? Okay, let me just see. Okay. The main error is Roman. Rows is a string, not a number. So you start with rows for the places. Loop and this also is the character code is row multiply by I to multiply by I. Okay, just one word and the complete pattern has been printed. That's amazing. Okay, now I have to just write the one thing. J is starting from the 1 and j is less than 2 multiplied by I is 1 to 1 the 2 minus 1. So 1. So first thing they print 1. So 1 star and initial the value of j is 2. So there is the I is 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 and minus 1 is 3. So they print 3 and 5 and so on. This program has been gone. Okay. As simple as that. Okay. So Mila, okay, you have just something, write something, comment, and simply just remove it. There is not a big issue. Okay, you can just ask me anything. If you have any kind of question, you can just simply ask me, man. Okay. So here is the program pattern, and let me just write down this into four. Okay, this pattern is printed, and now we have to just write a program. So they just simply print the same pattern in the same sequence. So I just copy this code and here is it for upper comment. Okay? Upper side. And now I'm just try to write a lower side of this program. Okay? Upper side and here is the lower side. So now they printed like this. The first thing we can do what we do now. Let me just try to make sense. Num is starting from the 1, 1. Okay. And rows is plus equal to my spaces. But for that, this is a star pattern. For star pattern printing, we have to starting the I from the num. Okay. I starting from the exactly num 5. And num no is starting from I. So I initial is completely 1. So I starting from the 1 and run until it's reached to the num and j plus plus plus. So row plus is equal to me. Num is not defined. I already defined here into the global scope. Okay. Okay. For the lower side, I was getting confused. Let me just copy this code again and paste it here. And let's see what is the lower side we have faced. The error we have just the problem we actually face. Okay, this is normal star pattern within printing. And now we are just simply made to reverse this pattern. So what we can do now? What if I just simply copy this code? Okay, just X and okay, okay. Oh my God. We have to print a diamond pattern and I just print a house pattern. That's amazing. It was just by mistake, but yeah, this was a good thing. Actually, it's just make any sense, any kind of sense. Okay. So here it is. And now we have to, okay. So first thing we understand that a star is simply successfully printed here. And now we have to just reduce it also. So I starting from the 0 and 1 j less than and j plus plus 1. I and j is less than j starting from the 1 and j is less than I, j plus plus. Let j is starting from the 1, j is less than equal to. Okay, now this pattern is completely different. This pattern was really look amazing, but this was not the pattern that we want to create. I started on 1, j is three, and left row is equal to my plan. For that j is 4 in the moon and j is less than I, j plus plus. And dot equal to this grade. So let j starting from the 1, j is less than equal to the top one. It's now minus not 1, it's now I. And now I think this code was making them correct. I plus me 1 minus I plus 1 Yeah, now this code is perfect. I think in the bracket, the first thing they solve the bracket equation, then they print the equation. Now the code has been actually making sense and it's completely correct. So this is the all about the today's. And if you have hi bro, Sandeep bro, hey bro, welcome to my stream, bro. Welcome to my stream. If you have any kind of question or something, you can just simply join my Discord server. And this is the for today's. And today I just solved our two question. And the two question is just like a right left angle triangle pattern and diamond star pattern. So today in the today's I just solved two question. On in the tomorrow streaming session we solve print star diagonals patterns and hello diamond pattern. And the tomorrow we have just solved just two patterns, and this is for today. And we just continue the streaming session tomorrow. Also, this is for the day.